DancingWind, the founder of Sacred Earth Connection. I have a very magical guest for you today, and this guest happens to be in two forms for this video. The first one is known as a water nymph, and I'll show you what they look like in their first form. So these are exoskeletons of the dragonfly. And what happens is that when dragonflies are first born, they live underwater in this form. And they feed off of all sorts of underwater insects and any little life form that's smaller than them. They're actually amazing predators, also for mosquito larvae. And they're really not the pretty form that we know as the flying dragonfly. But what I witnessed just a week ago really amazed me, because I knew this is what they did, but I never witnessed it before. And so you can see each one actually has a little hole at the top where the dragonfly emerged from, and then all these dragonflies were perched on stems of water lilies and other aquatic plants and waiting for their wings to dry before they flew off. And it was so magical to be able to see that, because it's such a beautiful transformation and pure magic that you get to witness in nature. And dragonfly is such a beautiful example of things that we have to go through, phases and processes that as human beings we need to go through in order to discover our truth. Because your truth is everything that makes up your values, your qualities, sense of integrity, your morals, everything that influences your decisions, every choice that you make is based on your truth, your personal truth. But the thing is, when we're born, we are pure truth. But then we start accumulating false beliefs and stories and layers and layers and layers of stuff that doesn't even belong to us. But we don't recognize it as that because we're innocent and we're children and we just take on more stuff. You become a teenager and you become self-conscious based on expectations and obligations, and everything around us influences our truth and masquerades it and blocks it until we reach a point when it's time to go out in the world and be you, but you have no idea who you are, really. And so the beautiful dragonfly shows us how we go through a process that is muddy and really submerged in a whole lot of stuff, where we sift through our experiences. Every personal experience that you have reflects to you whether it's your truth or not, and you get to choose what resonates as your truth and what doesn't resonate as your truth. And that's how you slowly uncover your truth, and then you're able to live it more and more as you become more mature and wiser through experience and more confident, you gain self-assurance, and you're able to live your truth in everything you are and do, regardless of outside influences. And that's when the beautiful dragonfly, after quite a long period underwater, suddenly emerges and then dries her wings. It's just so beautiful to see them take their first flight. It's exhilarating to see that, because you know that this is the first time that they experience their wings. And it's kind of like that when you finally know who you truly are at your beautiful divine core, and you're willing to courageously shine who you are and be who you are in everything you are and do. You influence everyone with your own special kind of magic that's unique to you. And so this is our beautiful invitation for you today, is to notice with greater awareness in every experience that you have what deeply resonates as a yes in your heart or a no. And you have the not so great experiences, some that might even feel like absolute hell sometimes, or don't make you feel good at all, and the ones that are absolute heaven and beautiful and blissful. And everyone has a beautiful purpose to remind you of who you are and who you're not. And you get to choose. You have free will, so you always have the choice. And that's what becomes you. And so through every experience that you have, notice what feels like a yes in your heart, in your pure divine essence, and what feels like a no. And what doesn't feel like a yes, you just let it go. And what is yes, embrace it and integrate that. And it becomes your truth, so that you can live your truth in everything that you are and do with greater integrity and with a strength that is ever expanding, so that when your truth is challenged, you can stand really strong in it and defend it. A beautiful example of how incredibly empowering it is to know your truth and stand strong in your truth is when I received an incredible miracle in 2011 that enabled me to leave my life as I knew it and take an immense leap of faith to a brand new life into the unknown. The thing is, I was basically given this beautiful home in nature that I never could have imagined even existed. It was completely divinely orchestrated. And this location happened to be surrounded by a lake and marsh. And I was told by a lot of people that in the summers, there were so many mosquitoes there that you couldn't even go outside without being eaten alive. And since I'm one who spends so much time in nature, this seemed like not a very ideal situation. However, my truth has never been to listen to other people's fears and doubts and worries, but to trust my own sacred heart and higher divine guidance, and to deeply trust that no matter what. And so that's what I chose and made that leap of faith, and ended up living in this home in the country for 2 years Well, the 2 summers that I spent there, what happened instead of swarms of mosquitoes, it was swarms of dragonflies that showed up. Those summers had these explosions of dragonflies. And so I didn't encounter mosquitoes like I was told I would. I went with an open heart and mind and chose to make the most of whatever I was meant to experience at this beautiful place that I was being given. And what greeted me instead and blessed me was the deeply transformational energy that included the dragonfly. And to see these thousands of dragonflies everywhere glistening in the sunlight and greeting me every day was just so incredibly magical and so rewarding, and once again reflected back to me the power of trusting in myself, in higher divine guidance, standing up for my truth and committing to my truth, living it regardless of outer influences. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do share. I wish you continued empowerment on your unique journey of life. And I send you great love.